If I had the opportunity, I would have met them on my terms and expanded my territories at their expense. Unfortunately, this is not currently possible. By the way, one of them came to me with the offer of an atrocious alliance that involved conceiving little ones together. I'm still contemplating the specifics of my refusal. It needs to be clear and unambiguous. Alright, everything's clear now. We get to learn more about you. Recounting my whole story would take longer than your brief. Alright, this is exposition. We already know all of this, so just gonna skip through just in case there's free XP. I have a question, Lady Nocturna. How many copulation partners have you had? I'm making a list for the encyclopedia, and I believe you may take one of the top spots. For a few tense so basically Nico just asks how many partners that she had. For a few tense moments, Nocturna peers into Nino's face and yours. The smiles will the slightest curve of her lips. What matters to me is not quantity but quality. Amen. And I'm well ahead of any other dozens of the Abyss in that regard. This is where we'll end this discussion. What exactly are you offering me? I'm offering you the chance to become my weapon. Your enemies are a thorn in my side as well as yours. What's more, I've never schemed against Gloria nor have my warriors take part in the conquest of your plane. At least not at my behest. There's no cause of enmity between us. Why would you want to close the wound? Oh lord. When the world wound opened, I was pleased. My realm was now connected to another plane. I wanted to make it into a crossroads of worlds, a place where demons, devils, and even angels could meet. The wound was a convenient path along which I could advance my ideas. But the Midnight Isles were not the only realm that had been linked to Galorian through the wound. Discari and Baphomet now also had a way from their realms into your plane. Their servants flooded my islands and spread across them like a plague of locusts, killing guests who were under my protection, questioning my rule. They were driven by their lust to conquer and enslave, whether on Galorian or another abyssal realm. I was forced to shift my focus and express my discontent. Eventually, atop the bones of our servants, we reached an accord. I would let their armies pass, and they would comply with my wishes while on my islands. Of course, the accord is a polite fiction. Both the Discarites and the Baphomets are attempting to amass their power and influence in Ashura to overthrow me. When they think I'm not watching, they break my taboos and revel in their own impudence. Merciful Lady Vorlesh has told them about the Nahidrian crystals. They realize what kind of power the crystals hold, and now they're determined to mine every last deposit hidden within my islands. And once an island loses its crystals, it becomes nothing but a flotsam slowly sinking into the dark waters of Ishar. With every lost island, my powers diminish. I could start a war and kill the plunderers, but a major conflict would hinder some of the other plans. So instead, I will teach my neighbors a lesson by orchestrating their ignominious defeat at the hands of a mortal. What do I gain by serving you? A reasonable question. One must always serve one's own interests. Well, rest assured that you'll be adequately rewarded. I will give you gifts, befitting your ambitions and my patronage, which you can certainly count on. Will prove more valuable than any enchanted trinkets you could dream of. If you're so powerful, why do you need me? If I were able to make the move myself, it would start a war. Not that I'm afraid of doing so, but it would hamper my more important plans. Baphomet and Discari could never best me, but they could sow enough chaos and spill enough blood that visitors from other planes would shudder at the mention of Ashura. No, I will wage a war on my own terms, in the shadows. I will remain unseen until I drive my blade into my enemy's back. And since Godfrey happened to send you to my realm, you have the honor of becoming my blade, mortal. Be glad you're wielded by skillful hands. We should also reveal how exactly our blade will be employed. We can discuss the details later, when the moment is right. Now is not the time for ideal conversations. So how do you plan on closing the world wound? It's a complicated magical process. You'll receive precise instructions once you've captured the threshold fortress in Galorian. There, at the exact spot where Lady Vorlesh opened the world wound, you'll be able to close it. But first you have to crush the guardians of the threshold, and their forces are growing by the day. Hepzibah's Baphomet's daughter is mining a large number of Nahidrian crystals in my realm. These crystals are her secret weapon. No army on Glory can stand against them. You must stop Hepzibah. If you do not, your world will fall and my plans will suffer significant harm. At one time I disclosed the secret of transformation to two servants of Baphomet and Discari. Xanther and Mustafan. It was a well-calculated gambit which bought us time and assured both Scar and Baphomet of my loyalty. Mustafan is Hepzibah's favorite. He oversees the transformations of her army. Hepzibah is currently on another island far from here. The route to this place is plagued by pirates, monsters, tempests, and others more terrifying dangers. Have you heard of the living bubbles of frozen time that swallow airships, and when the ships reach port, their crews discovered they'd been gone for hundreds of years? That's not the strangest occurrence you could encounter on your journey. I'm willing to provide you with a decent ship and an experienced crew. If you kill Hepzibah, it will stop her sinking any more islands, but without giving Baphomet cause to declare war on me. Why is it important to kill her? The Skari and Baphomet won't just stand there and watch you close the world. They'll send their armies after you, and you'll need an army of your own. That's something the Crusaders won't have for long. Hepzibah is mining more and more Nahedrian crystals to empower her forces when she attacks Glory. If you don't stop her, the Crusader resistance will be crushed, and the ranks of demons pouring through Worldwood into your world will multiply 100-fold. You were sent here to cut off the demon supply of Nahedrian crystals, weren't you? Well, that's exactly what you're going to accomplish. Sounds fair. We'll consider the offer. And accept it. I'm sure I respect your caution and won't force you into submission. We all stand to gain if you do my bidding of your own volition. An interesting destiny lies before you, mortal. You will rise to great heights and play a part in events of titanic proportions. Many would give their lives for a chance to tread such a path. Hepzibah visits Loreshu every now and again, but her true lair is far from here. She hides on the island of Kolfe, to the northwest of my archipelago. There lies her secret fortress. In the deep mines her slaves dig Nahedrian crystals for the invading army she brings to Glorian. I will give you a magnificent airship and an experienced crew to take you there. It will be a long, perilous journey. Take some time to prepare. I still have some business. Aurelio, you're no longer needed. As you will, my lady. There's one more thing we must discuss. The Lexicon of Paradox. Lady Vorlish's magical treatise that contains many secrets of the world wound. You and my servant Lady Vorlish were just talking about the Lexicon of Paradox. For many years it has remained split in half, harmless. But what was once divided can be made whole again. Who knows what power the book could impart on its owner? What if they expand the world even further, or connect it to other planes? Not a chance. The Lexicon of Paradox has caused more than enough trouble already. You already possess the first half of the book. Then find the other and bring it to me, and I'll reward you handsomely. Giving the book into my keeping will also protect Glory from suffering a second world disaster. Lexicon of Paradox will be much safer under my watchful eye than in your travel bags. Wouldn't you agree? No, I'd like to keep the book. Such defiance can be dangerous. I asked you your permission merely as a courtesy, but I will let you keep the book. Fortunately for you, I'm not particularly interested in that. Still some business to take care of. Ooh, we got a new mythic. Hell yeah. What kind of mythic do we get? Ooh. Alright. Further into the power of the Lich. What do we want? Improve critical. Great axe. I like that idea. Lich powers. Fear control. Ooh, fear control would be nice. Whenever anyone's handling this, I'm close cursed. Ooh. Magic Devourer, but bleh. Don't need that. Sneak attack, no. Weapon of Death? Withering Life. I feel like Fear Control would be nice. +4 profane bonus attack and +1 profane bonus. Oh yeah, that will work. Because we are fear itself. Oh, we've got new spells too. Alright, what do we want to give you? Flawless attack. Yeah. Nino. Mythic Resolve. Sorcerer Reflex. That's her cast spells twice. More defense for Cecile. What do we want here? Flawless attack. Yeah, no. Good tough. Sorcerer Reflex. Okay. I approve. We got more power too. We're more powerful. I'm ready to hunt out. Wait. Before we do this, F5 key. Cause there's. Yeah, we're done our business in hell, I think. Yeah. Before we do anything, we should probably swap our parties so we have Trevor back. And level everyone up. Dun, dun. I still have an iced tea left. Hallelujah. Alright, Trevor. Ooh. I feel like toughness. Probably be best for him. Shield focus. Power attack mythic. Vital strike mythic. Rapid shot. Oh, and you. Mythic resolve. Okay, that's everybody. Spells. Got new spells. Bone shield. Ooh, I'll take that. Hmm. A Nimbus. I got Phantasmal Killer now. And False Light Greater. Put that on. Oh boy. Spit. Displacement? Sure. No, I already have displacement on. Guess haste. Cool. You gain no spells from that, right? No. Okay. All right. Goodbye, Ember. Hello, Trevor. Bad Luck Tavern. Here we go. I'm just gonna sell a bunch of gear first. Show me your wares. Sell, sell, sell. Bulk selling. Sell, sell, sell. Okay. I don't know how I didn't see that. No one uses hand axes. We'll sell that. We'll sell this. No one uses spears. None of us use throwing axes. Nobody uses shields. Armor, we've already checked. 20 of those, all of these. We don't need these. Wait. Yeah, one. Deal. Why don't you what do you have? What does yours do? Yeah, I see no reason why you shouldn't be wielding this. Alright, back to putting stuff back on you. Oh, we need a cape. Skin. Okay. Yeah. Let's go deal with the fortress, shall we? Ba-ba-ba-da-ba-da-ba-ba. Do. Time to go deal with more people from hell. Do. Alright. Let's go. And hopefully nothing goes wrong. We are leaving Ashra, aren't we? I have this odd feeling that we won't return here for a foreseeable future. Something bothering you? Bothering me? You could say that. Tell me what's bothering you, girl. So you decided you know me now, huh? You presume that a couple of dates would be enough for you to start reading me like a book. Well, come on, let's hear it. Tell me what's bothering me. This definitely has something to do with the fact that we're leaving Arshur now. What insight! You gazed into the depths of my soul with that revelation. What tipped it off? Us standing near a portal will take us away from here forever. Please impress me. Tell me more. All the details. Well, I'm waiting. Girl, I don't know why you're being really so angry. You don't want to leave Ashura. You like it because you like it here. You understand nothing. Why do I think you're... That was even worth no one understands. Forgive me for starting this conversation, my friend. We'd better move on. Oh, I feel like we fucked up. Oh well. Into the portal we go. The route marked on the map connects Galinthia and Culliford with a black line. It is straight and steadfast, just like Commander himself, determined to catch and slay his enemy, has him at Baphomet's daughter at all costs. The Commander's crew looks impressive and menacing, a gang of hardened skywolves and experienced aeronauts handpicked by Noctilia. Even the ship itself has the predatory silhouette of a military craft, not to mention a stockpile of supplies and formidable arsenal. The voyage is only just underway, but the Commander and his crews are already facing their first challenge. Having spotted the lone ship, a flock of harpies rise from the coastal rocks. Armed with web-hooked talon and carnivorous grins, they rush upward and squawking. Eerie, harmonious, and enchanting songs fill the air. The gaze of some sailors go blank as they cast away their lines and walk unsteadily towards the ship's broadside to step into the void, where the sweet voiced songsters are waiting for them. Evil. Distract the harpies by throwing a couple sailors overboard. Or we can intimidate. That's evil. Tightly bound by ropes and screaming like banshees, the sailors are tossed overboard. This small sacrifice distracts the winged murderesses for a while and gives the ship enough time to fly past the dangerous cliffs. Harpies flock to corpses of the poor victims and begin a bloody feast. Judging by their desperate screams, some of the sailors thrown overboard manage to survive after hitting the water. Ugh. Oh well. Many cultures consider malice and belligerence to be contagious diseases. In the Abyss, one particular place transmits such quarrels in the air like a noxious miasma. This place is Mara Island, and the ship is flying directly over it. Discord-sowing whispers flow through the thoughts of every crew member. Sailors suddenly begin casting hostile glances at each other, while muted but merciless brawls break out here and there, with almost zero provocation. Such is the aura of Mara Island, the heart of malice and disorder, a cauldron of the affliction known as strife. Tensions and hostilities between the crew seems to grow by the second, and a stabbing seems imminent. For no apparent reason at all, a bloody and violent fight breaks out below deck in the blink of an eye, then ends just as quickly. The hearts of the victors fill with horror as they gaze at the sight of their comrades' lifeless bodies at their feet. The commander, who was just passing by, barely avoids a pointless death at the hands of a cleaver-brandishing sailor. Had the blade swung a few inches closer, it would have buried itself in his heart. Having reaped her bloody harvest from the ship, Mara mercifully releases it from her grasp. Infuriated, the captain of the Noctura's ship draws his weapon and personally executes the combatant who dared wound a guest, entrusted to him by the Lady of Shadow. With a trembling voice, he assures the commander that the transgression would never be repeated. A hurricane of enormous proportions rages towards the ship, threatening to crush the boat like an eggshell. A whirlwind rips a gaping sailor from the tackle and tears him apart in midair. The winds catch the ship and draw it into a deadly dance. The elemental embrace lasts for hours, days, or maybe months. With the stormy darkness and the chaos of crashing salty waves, mere moments seem like an eternity. It feels as if the wild winds have subdued even time itself, twisting itself into a bizarre spiral. The commander can barely make out the dark shape of the island called Elir below, offering a chance that the ship might seek refuge there. But what dangers might await the vessel on that? Would it be smarter to make a valiant attempt to drive the ship through the raging elements? The commander stays the course. The abyss is filled with vile creatures that threaten the lives of courageous aeronauts. Some of them are sentient, others less so, but while attempting to avoid them at all costs, it's easy to forget about the mightiest and cruelest monster of all, the abyss itself. Merciless, destructive, and filled with rage, the ship is buffeted from side to side, only ever a moment away from being reduced to dust between two colliding whirlwinds. The commander... Oh yeah, no, we're not doing that. Let's captain take the helm, gives orders to steer through the storm. The captain handpicked for the expedition by Noctilia. Are we almost done here? Almost there? Is eager to prove that the Lady Shadow made the right choice. Standing by the wheel, the Skywolf confidently steers the ship through the hurricane, craftily dodging whirlwinds that crumple the air like the hands of a Dome Eater. He directs the ship towards a barely visible spark of light, dancing in the gloom. The spark keeps growing until it turns into a hole in the fabric of the hurricane. Battered and beaten, the ship breaks free of the storm's iron grip. Many sailors have been torn off the rigging by whirlwinds. A giant crack gapes in the hull, and some particular damaging gusts have blown away from the quarterdeck. Judging by the captain's observation, the hurricane has blown the ship to the far south of the archipelago. The storm-battered vessels require urgent repairs, and the stock of provisions and drinking water in the hold was not intended to support such an unpleasant, protracted journey. The lookout points to a violent violet glow in the distance on the horizon. The source is a series of glaciers which, thanks to their unique optical properties, refract light and produce an amethyst glow that is visible from a great distance. This colossal natural beacon of giant purple glaciers erupts from the bowels of the island of Nahidra, home to pirates and slavers. One such horror of an aircraft emerges from the clouds to intercept the commander's ship. Numerous spikes impaled with withering flayed bodies decorated the pirate ship, and it looks like the sails were made of the skins of its unfortunate victims. A huge symbol on the sail indicates that the ship belongs to the cultists of Dagon, Shadow Lord of the Sea. With bloodthirsty screams, they advance upon the commander's vessel.